Can Ethereum finally flip Bitcoin to become the #1 dog of the crypto space in 2023? Maybe. Although how likely it is to happen, pretty different question. I want to talk about the factors that could lead to that in this video. And the funny thing is that there are two very strongly opposed camps to this question. Bitcoin maximalists seem to think it's utterly impossible, never going to happen. Well, Ethereum maximalists think it's inevitable, definitely going to happen. So is it really a matter of if or when? Well, let's explore whether Ethereum has what it takes to dethrone the king. And of course, to have that conversation, we need to talk about the flippening. This is the classic David and Goliath story. People love to see the underdog rising up, which of course Ethereum in this situation, to become the champion. Now, it's the hypothetical case that Ethereum overtakes Bitcoin to become the largest cryptocurrency, a position that Bitcoin has held for a very, very long time, basically all the time. Currently, during this bear market, Ethereum's market cap is around 45% of Bitcoin's, so it does have quite a way to go. Now, the term flippening originates from June 2017 when the crypto market was going through just absolutely a crazy altcoin season in the last cycle. At that point in time, Ethereum was at its peak against Bitcoin, which led investors to go a little bit crazy and to believe that it would soon overtake Bitcoin. Well, here we are in 2022, this still hasn't happened, but it did have the crypto community questioning what the industry would look like if this were to ever happen. As the Ethereum euphoria ramped up, Google searches for the flippening actually skyrocketed to new highs. When we think of what it means to be the largest cryptocurrency, we tend, of course, to think of market cap. But if Ethereum were to have a bigger market cap than Bitcoin, it doesn't actually mean that the ETH price for an individual unit would be larger than Bitcoin's. Of course, that is because there's just way more ETH than Bitcoin, a little over 4 times more ETH than Bitcoin, probably 5 times actually. Remember, market cap is calculated using the total circulating supply multiplied by the price. Now, as the market currently stands for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin, ETH would need to be around $2,600 and Bitcoin would need to remain flat. Doesn't sound so crazy, right? Only $2,600. The problem is Bitcoin wouldn't stay flat during this situation. The flippening could happen during potentially like another altcoin season, maybe at the height of another bull market, right? Just like before, when we got close, right? People started talking about it. And there are many other metrics, of course, that are essential to crypto adoption that we can look at to see if Ethereum could eventually really dominate the market. So let's talk about, well, Bitcoin dominance, which is the ratio of its market cap relative to the entire cryptocurrency market. Now, at the time of recording, Bitcoin dominance is right around 42%, having massively dropped over the last few years. But even if Bitcoin's dominance continues to fall, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin has failed. It simply means the rest of the crypto market is, well, growing, succeeding, winning, gaining users and traction. Substantially, of course. ARK Invest predicts that the global innovation market will increase by 30x to $200 trillion in the next 8 to 10 years. Crypto and blockchain technology will make up a massive part of that growth. And they just 30x, that's massive in of itself. ARK says that it's a unique moment in technological economic history. Of course, I completely agree with that statement. It's a crazy time to be alive. And so there's plenty of room for Ethereum to grow in that situation. Also plenty of room for Bitcoin to grow though. And of course, there's potential for Ethereum to take a much larger percentage of the market share away from Bitcoin in the coming years, due of course to potentially the more innovational nature of Ethereum and of course the broader use cases for the Ethereum technology like DeFi and NFTs and all that kind of stuff. Now let's talk about adoption. Ethereum's active wallet addresses reached a new all-time high of 1.4 million on December 9th. That's pretty crazy. That's according to data from Glassnode. And yeah, you did hear it right. December 2022, in the middle of a bear market, this brutal, savage bear market, ETH active wallets hit a new all-time high. WTF, man, that's pretty crazy. The previous all-time high was recorded at the end of July, just above 1 million. Also, at that time, we had some pretty extreme market pessimism going on. Now, by contrast, Bitcoin is trailing slightly behind with just under 1 million active wallet addresses at around 995,000. That was back in mid-November. Also, really worth noting here that the Ethereum numbers do not include the growing layer 2 ecosystem for Ethereum, which has all of the values dominated in Ethereum, gas fees paid in Ethereum. We have players like Arbitrum putting in around 300,000 transactions a day. Optimism around 400,000 transactions per day. Crazy. Ethereum has already overtaken Bitcoin in the number of transactions processed on the network. Now, as this chart shows, Bitcoin does still win though on total transaction volumes. So this is the total amount valued in US dollars that the Bitcoin network has sent. But Ethereum is not super far away from that either. Also, Google searches for Ethereum, they do tend to peak, of course, during bull markets, but are overall still low compared to that of Bitcoin, especially in a bear market. Bitcoin is just a household name, man. Everybody knows Bitcoin. If you know anything about crypto, you know the word Bitcoin. Maybe not anything else though. This shows how early we are also in the crypto adoption curve, right? And how much more education is needed to bring in new users to more than just Bitcoin, because there's so much stuff you can do with crypto beyond just buying and holding Bitcoin. Now let's talk about where ETH is going in 2023, because Bitcoin is not going to do anything until 2024 when the next halving comes. That's the next big event on Bitcoin's calendar. But Ethereum has a pretty full year ahead. Since the Ethereum merge happened back in September, the network is in the middle of a massive upgrade. Ethereum has a very ambitious 2023 roadmap that, if successful, could mean that Ethereum is well on its way to becoming the top dog of blockchain space. Now, the Ethereum developers have currently set a provisional launch date of March 2023 for the Shanghai hard fork. Now, that conveniently is around 1 year before the next Bitcoin halving. The Ethereum team know they're going to need to really push on development and to push these enhancements forward so they can get a good amount of traction, of course, leading to that 2024 Bitcoin halving. Now, the Shanghai upgrade, this is going to address one of the biggest network issues right now, which of course is staking. So those who have staked their Ethereum, they've been locked up for a pretty damn long time. They're finally going to be able to unstake their Ethereum to make withdrawals from the beacon chain. Pretty exciting stuff. While this could amount to some sell pressure coming in, without a doubt, it should encourage further adoption from both retail and institutions with added flexibility for Ethereum staking. Institutions will be likely to come in, be chasing that yield, and of course, will give them the perfect opportunity to do so, knowing that they can get in and get out whenever the heck they want. And if that happens, then transaction volumes could blow Bitcoins out of the water with institutional money flooding into ETH chasing that yield. Fees could also become cheaper with the Shanghai upgrade due to the fees being reduced for the block builders who build the transactions, although it's probably not going to have a huge effect. And it's yet to be confirmed whether they will pass on those savings, of course, to users in the end anyway. On top of that, we're going to see EIP 3540, which will go live in 2023, which relates to the Ethereum virtual machine. And that should, in theory, make it easier for developers to be able to integrate smart contracts and to bring about increased adoption of the network. So, can Ethereum flip Bitcoin in 2023? Well, the macro backdrop for 2023 continues to look pretty damn ugly right now. More interest rate hikes, deep, bitter global recession. That could mean it's another ugly year for financial markets, another ugly year for crypto markets, given the only time that Ethereum has got anywhere near overtaking Bitcoin came during the peaks of bull runs. We may not actually see that flippening narrative boiling up just yet, but things could start getting interesting going into 2024 and into 2025 when we might see new all-time highs for markets. The development that's happening within the Ethereum ecosystem, though, from the mainnet to the layer 2s, is definitely working to bring more users into the world of crypto and of DeFi. And as we know, Ethereum does tend to run faster than Bitcoin when things start moving. So when the halving does come, it could be game on. The longer term possibility of flippening certainly still in play, and I would not be surprised at all to see ETH on top by the end of this decade and staying on top, right? That's it. Subscribe now. See you next time.